Here on YouTube, it takes 7 seconds for someone to form their first impression of you. So even before you've said, "Hi, my name is Julieta," they've already decided if they're gonna continue watching or not. If you're showing up on camera and you wanna make a killer impression, you gotta make those first 7 seconds count by being confident in who you are and what you're saying. And one thing that really helps with that is knowing that you look your best. So today, I'm gonna give you 3 tips on how to do that when it comes to lighting, because when it comes to makeup, well, I can also do that because I'm a drag queen. Let's focus on lighting though. Whether you're making YouTube videos, jumping on Zoom calls, or creating content for social media, the most important thing to have with you is confidence. Yeah, go team. One can get confidence through lots of things. Knowing your stuff and being prepared for whatever it is you're doing is the basis for feeling confident. And this is the part where you think I'm gonna say something like, looking good is the most important aspect when it comes to gaining confidence. But personally, I don't think that's true, because I know lots of people who are objectively attractive, conventionally speaking. That sentence checks out, leave me alone. And these hot people are not confident, so it's not exactly a rule. The connection between looking good and feeling confident is a little bit different. Attraction is subjective. We are all unique and attractive in different ways. There is a lid for every pot. There are people who will think you look great and people who think other people look great. None of that is within your control, so this is not the motivation for you to want to look good on camera. And it's not even about looking good, because good is subjective. It's about knowing that you've done everything within your knowledge and control to present the best version of you possible. The confidence you get from looking good is not about the outcome. It's about the fact that you know that you've made an effort. Now that that's out of the way, here's the nitty-gritty of it. Getting in front of a camera is awkward. Get used to it. No one sees themselves on camera for the first time and says, yeah. It is objectively weird to see yourself from a detached point of view, and it takes a little bit of getting used to. Between the awkwardness and the bad lighting, weird angles, and feeling stiff, it's really easy to look less than your best. But here's the thing, those can all be fixed really easily. And no, you don't need expensive gear or a crazy production setup. The truth is, just a few simple tweaks can change a lot. And it all starts with how you position the camera. Tip number 1, camera height. Double chin, turkey neck, razor burn, there's nothing bad about any of these things. But if you feel more comfortable without having them so in the foreground, then pay attention to how high your camera is. My camera is so high right now, it's at a 12-step meeting. That's stupid. I wrote that a while ago and I made myself laugh. That means it's funny. Not really. Eye level is usually okay, but raising it just a teeny tiny bit, like I have right now, will sharpen your jawline and make you look more awake and engaged. Also, this isn't quite scientific, but if the camera is too low, not only can we see into your brain through your nostrils, but viewers get the impression that you're looking down on them, because you kind of are. Slightly above eye level is better, but if you go too high, the video is gonna end up on Pornhub. Tip number 2, diffusing light. I'm gonna assume that you know that your main light should be at a 45-degree angle to your face and coming from above the height of your camera. If you didn't know, now you do. It's not a rule. You can do whatever you want. I don't care. But when you position a light right in front of you, it makes your face flat. There are no shadows. And you may think, great, shadows are bad. But no, hard shadows are bad. Soft shadows give your face depth and dimension, because how are we supposed to know that your nose isn't flat if it doesn't cast a shadow? So it's important to learn how to diffuse your lighting. Ring lights seem like they are soft, and they kind of are, but they have issues. I made a video about that, check it out. I prefer diffusing other types of LED lights, but usually the panels that come with LED lights are not good enough. Mostly because the diffusion is too close to the light source. Basically, what we want is to make a small light source feel like it's bigger. The bigger the light, the softer the shadows. That is a rule. An easy way to achieve this is to place some semi-transparent material in front of your light. The rays of light hit it and come out the other side diffused. So the light has gone from this size to this size. Of course, we are losing the intensity of the light because physics, but that is a small price to pay for soft shadows. Tip number 3, bounce and fill. Bounce, baby, bounce and fill. Every surface is reflective. That simply means rays of light can bounce off any surface. A lot of light can bounce off mirrors, metal surfaces, my talent, because it shines so bright. But not a lot of light can bounce off a rock, a book of dark magic, or my brother. Bearing this in mind, you can use any surface to reflect light. I once shot a music video in a desert, and I used mirrors to reflect light onto my subject. But for a more subtle reflection, you can use a white piece of styrofoam. Now, this comes in handy when you have just one light coming from one side and you want to get some light onto the other side. It's also a good solution if you're working with natural lighting from a window. We're bouncing the available light back onto the subject. Fill light is basically the same thing, but instead of putting the styrofoam to the side, you put it below the subject. This fills in any shadow that's created under the eyes, and also it helps give the eyes a little bit of life, you know, just a little bit of a pop. I have deep set eyes, so I am literally doing this in every shot because I would look like a raccoon if not. So those were the 3, but here are some rapid fire bonus tips. Don't use overhead lighting unless it's behind you. That could be nice. Try having lamps or any other light source behind you. It makes your shot feel alive. Don't stand up against the wall. It's literally flat and it's boring and it makes it look like you're in a police lineup. If you're gonna shoot with natural light, make sure it's not direct sunlight, but light that's coming in through a window. And shoot fast because the sun is not gonna wait for you. If you use RGB LED lights, make sure they are behind you and not on your face. It's horrible. The type of lighting you use depends on the vibe you're going for. Check out the next video to learn more.